All right, it's eyeshadow time. So I know this is a bit of a point of worry for a lot of women. I hear a lot of women say, I've never been taught how to do eyeshadow. I don't know how to get the look that I like. So I'm here to break it down for you and make it really simple. I'm going to do this kind of natural everyday eye that I have here over on this eye and show you where to put the color, because most people can pick out the colors they like, but they have no idea where they need to go on the eye. So I will say that it does change a little bit depending on your eye shape, but I've seen a lot of people comment and say that they need help with hooded eyes, which is what I have. A hooded lid means that my top lid drops pretty close to my lash line, which is a type of eye shape that we're going to kind of work with. So with a hooded lid, what we're trying to do is make the eye look more open, hence the fact that I brought my shadow out here. You never want to put your shadow just on your lid when you have hooded lids, or it's going to make you look even like you have smaller eyes. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. So I recommend starting with a trio or a quad of colors that complement each other. This one that I'm going to put on first is definitely optional. It's a base color. We don't need it for the shadows to last if you're using Shadow Sense, but I do it just to cancel out any veins or discolorations in my lid. But then you want to pick out 3 colors to complement each other, and I'll kind of show you what I'm using and how I'm doing it today. So first thing I'm doing is taking Candlelight. This is also really good as an under eye concealer, and I'm using it just to cancel out the pigment in my lid. If you are someone that struggles to get your eyeshadow to show up, you feel like it looks good in the bathroom, then you take a picture and you can't even tell you have eyeshadow on, I recommend doing a base neutral color. If you see, that just gave me a canvas that's super clear to work on. If you kind of think about it like when you're coloring with a crayon, if you color with a white crayon on white paper, you can't really see it. So if you're working in these neutral tones and you're putting them on a neutral tone skin, you're not really going to see it. So that's my base color. It's called Candlelight. It's really good as an under eye concealer. It's also really nice for brightening your eye, and it makes your eyebrow pop because it's under all the way to your brow. So the next thing I'm going to do is put my main kind of transition color. This is Mocha Java. It's a beautiful everyday color. It looks good on all skin tones. All women love it. It's definitely one of fan favorites. So I'm just going to take a little bit and put it on the brush. You can apply with the Shadow Sense wand. However, I personally use the brush because then I have more control and I can make sure it's going where I want it to go. So what I'm going to do is put this in the crease as well as down and up beyond the lid. The reason I want to go beyond, like I said, is I want to give the illusion that my eye is more open than it is. So instead of going all the way over here, I am kind of going like this, and then I go down. So I really am focusing color on the outer edge of the corner, which, as you can see, is already looking like that eye is more wide open. That's Mocha Java. You could stop here and go and rock your day if you would like, but I'm extra, so I'm going to keep going. So the next thing I like to do is use a depth color that kind of adds a bit of drama as well as some contour. I don't do this every day, but when I do, it always makes a difference. It's definitely something I do on a date night or when I'm taking family pictures, trying to look fancy. This is Rustic Brown. This is also really pretty in a lot of brows. It's not the one I'm wearing today. I'm wearing Smoked Topaz, but a lot of brow colors can use this one. Now, the brush that I used for the shadow, I used a pretty nice, fluffy, but not too long brush. This one I'm doing more compact. You can see the two compared because I want to really be able to control the color and make sure that the super dark color stays on the outside of my eye. So you need very little of this. Remember, you can always add more Shadow Sense, but once it sets, the stuff is waterproof and will last all day. So it's not something you can just wipe off. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit more of just like the remnants from the tube, and I'm going to put it in a V shape. So I'm going down here and up into that Mocha Java. Now I'm stopping right about here at the pupil because I just want to keep it to the outside of the eye. And it just adds that extra bit of drama to the Mocha Java that we already have there. Last thing I'm going to do is brighten up the eye now. I know, it's like darken it, brighten it. And this will just make the eye look really awake and kind of complete the look. This is Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, one of my favorites. Whoop. And I'm just using, you can really use any brush for this. All I'm going to do is take a little bit of that shimmer and I'm going to tap it on my lid to brighten up my eye, and I'm blending it in with all the other colors I just used. And you can see how now it nicely transitions. The last thing I do is take a pretty fluffy brush. This one's pretty fluffy. If you look at the one that I used for the dark color, way smaller and shorter. This is really fluffy. I'm going to hold it upside down and I'm just going to lightly, I'm barely touching, this is light as a feather, blend out some of those edges. And there we go. I promise eyeshadow doesn't have to be difficult. If you need help picking colors that kind of work with your skin, your hair, your eyes, just let me know. But as long as you work on those 3 zones, you're going to have the look that you love.